Okay, now we will be discussing about what is manual testing. See, the name itself says that manual means human efforts. Here, the people, we have to put our efforts. It is a testing, means software testing means it is a process of evaluating a system or its components. It can be a whole application or it can be a part of any application. If we start testing, okay, it can be the whole application or parts of it. The main intention is like it should satisfy the requirement. So the main intention is like we will be ensuring that whether the application is satisfies the requirement or not. See, testing means it is not only to finding the bugs, but also we have to ensure that it is working as the customer expected. Okay, let me ask you a question. Understand the question carefully.
Yeah.
When the software become useless, though it is 100% working, is my question clear?
Yes, yes. Like if we don't meet the requirement of maybe the software might be correct, but we don't
Mhm.
meet the requirement of the client, then it will be not useful.
Exactly, yes. See, if you give the dress to a tailor, but he stitches for the other people, then we cannot use it. With how designs he made also,
Yes.
we will not able to use it. It is the exactly the same way
Mhm.
the software become not useful whenever we test for the wrong requirement. Even though if you come up with 100% working condition that it doesn't have any bugs, and if it is working, it will not useful for the customer, correct? It
Yes.
has to satisfy the requirement. That also very very important, not only to find the bugs, but definitely we have to make sure that it is meeting the requirement. Okay. In
Yes.
simple words, manual testing means, it is executing a system to identify if any gaps or errors or a missing requirement with respect to the actual requirement. Okay.
Yes.
Actual requirement means okay, expected requirement is, we will call it from the requirement, from the customer, whoever gives the requirement, no, that we'll take it as a expected requirement, means that is how it has to meet the requirement. And actual requirement means whenever we are testing the application, whatever the result we are getting, that will call it as an actual requirement. Okay, both has to match. Expected result and the actual result has to match, then we'll call it as a it is working fine. Okay,
Yes.
so manual testing means it is a process which is carried out manually to find the defects without usage of any tools or a automation scripting. As the name itself indicates that it is a manual testing, yes, here we will be completely doing with the human efforts. We will not use any of the tools or the scripts or the machines to do our testing. So that is why it is purely the manual testing where we have to perform. So that is a manual testing.
Okay.
And any type of a testing, if someone gives the application to us, we can do testing in two ways. One is like manually we can do, and another is like automation also we can do. In the automation we will use the scripts or a coding to test something, we will use it. But the thing is like, okay, what is the main use of WhatsApp application?
Like messaging, video calls, and audio calls, and also we
Exactly.
can share the data, like pictures and
Uh,
all.
yes. So main features will be like messages, audio calls, and video calls. Let's take example. Okay.
Yeah.
So these things. Okay. So the main functionality can be tested in any of the thing. I mean, this you can test either the manual testing
Mhm.
or the automation testing. This will call it as a functionality. Means the features, the functional features, the important features of an application can be tested either in the manual testing way or the automation testing way, which call it as a functional testing. Okay.
Yeah.
In detail you will understand, but here what are the types of a testing we will do through the manual and automation, I'll explain. So functional testing can be done in either of the ways. Okay.
Yeah.
But okay, see, if the customer gave some requirement to the IT company and the developer started developing and the tester started testing. Okay.
Yeah.
uh, at the end, whenever we released it to the market, who will use the applications? Will it be the people or will it be the machines?
People.
Yeah. So the end 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 outcome will be like a people usage. So for this, definitely I have to test like how user friendly it is. Okay, usability testing, we can do it only through the manual testing, because if I do through the automation testing, machine cannot find out how user friendly it is.
Yeah.
See, how much ever the good repeated application also, if the interface means the look and feel is not good, we may not interested to use it.
Mm.
So that's the reason where definitely this usability testing means how the login and how whenever we inside the application, are we able to understand each and every button, or is it easily navigating, taking us to the next page, or the registration is fine, or do we face any difficulty at the first level? Because whenever we are doing this usability testing, we need to think not like a tester. You have to think like you are the customer. You are one of the public people who are using the application. In that way, you have to think and you have to perform this usability testing. Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, so this is my application example. Okay. So my requirement is that my logo has to be in green color. Which one is the problem here?
The orange one.
Exactly, because how long it took to you identify the problem? It just took the seconds, correct?
Mm. Yes.
So this kind of look and feel issues. So this look and feel issues, we'll call it as a GUI, graphical user interface. Okay. So
Yeah.
this look and feel issues and the usability testing will will perform only in the manual testing,
Mm.
not with the automation testing.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do we perform in the automation testing? So in the automation testing, see, you will be Amazon, you know, right? Shopping application.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, Regularly, some every day, maybe the few people will be logging to the application across the world, different time zones. They will be logging, they will be checking and all. But do you think how many people may join during the discount time?
Yeah. They more people will be joining at the time compared to
Yes,
like regular time.
regular days. Yeah, exactly. we are not sure how many, there could be a sudden increase in the users or sudden decrease in the users. Maybe if it is a vacation time, few most of the people may not use the application because they'll be spending their time in the vacation or somewhere.
Yeah.
So, however, the users or increase or decrease, or if any activities are increasing or decreasing on the application, still the application should be able to handle without any hangs or a crash.
Yes.
So that kind of testing we can do only with the automation testing, which we'll call it as a performance testing or a
Mm-hmm.
load test. Okay, because manually it will be very difficult to check with many users, because as a manually we can test up to 5 user 5 logins and all, but it will be very difficult to do that in a manual process. So for that only we will be preferring the automation testing or the performance testing or the load testing,
Mm-hmm.
just to put how much ever the load, the maximum load or the minimum load, because suddenly increasing the load, if we do that, how the application will react. Okay,
Yeah.
those especially we will do with the automation testing.
Okay.
Any question here or is it okay?
No, Divya, it's clear.
So yeah, software testing can be done in the two ways. One is like a manual testing, and another is the automation testing. Here, some of the testings are done, done in both the ways, like what we discussed, the functional testing. The
Mm-hmm.
main functionality of the applications can be done in both manual and automation testing, but there are the few types of testing where we can done only through the manual testing. Example is the usability testing and the GUI look and feel of the application testing, and pure testing can be done only through the automation testing, which we'll call it as a performance testing. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the manual testing definition, and testing can be, nowadays only the testing, software testing includes manual and automation. Manual has certain limitations, automation also will have certain limitations. So they not only the functional testing, performance, usability, we also have the lot of different testings are available that you will understand in the coming classes. Okay.
Yeah.